everyone! Have you ever had a tough time figuring out what you wanted to make for dinner? You didn't want to spend a lot, you didn't want to slave in the kitchen, but you wanted it to be somewhat healthy and taste really yummy. Well, today I am going to share with you one of our favorite recipes to cook. So I'm going to take you in the kitchen with me, show you how to make our famous sweet pork tacos that we make at our house, and let's get started. So first you want to start off with clean hands, and you'll need some Dr. Pepper, some salsa, some brown sugar, and a pork loin or pork roast. I cut mine in fours, and I am throwing it in my Instant Pot. If you do not have a pressure cooker, you can throw this in a crock pot or in like a Dutch oven style pot and throw it in the oven. It will just take longer. Now I'm adding 2 cups of salsa and 2 cups of brown sugar to a bowl and mixing that together. Now one thing I will say, you can use any brand of salsa you want and any kind. If you want your meat to have a hotter undertone, use a hotter salsa. It's totally up to you. I have used the cheapest Walmart brand, the cheapest Kroger brand. I mean, whatever salsa I can find that's usually the cheapest I use, and I cannot tell a difference every time I make this. The only recommendation I have for you is do not use homemade salsa. It just does not taste the same. Once you have your brown sugar and your salsa in the bowl, mix it all together, and once that's done, pour it over your pork. Make sure your pork is completely covered, and once it's completely covered and distributed evenly, take some Dr. Pepper and pour it over the top. You don't want your mixture in your crock pot or your Instant Pot to be super watery, so just pour whatever you think looks good and make sure it distributes evenly once again. And that's what your pork should look like when it's raw and not cooked. Now I'm locking the lid on my Instant Pot and setting the timer for about 75 minutes. If you are cooking in a crock pot, it will probably take about 5 to 7 hours. So keep that in mind depending on what you're using. Now let's make some lime rice, or you can use cilantro and add it into your lime rice. But I'm using 2 cups instant rice to 2 cups of water, and I made sure my water was boiling before I added the rice. Popped the lid on, turned it off, and moved it to another burner to finish cooking. So now I'm done with my rice. I'm heading over back to my pressure cooker. The timer went off, and I let it count up for about 12 minutes. I didn't touch it. I didn't push the pressure release. I wanted my meat to be soft and tender. I'm pulling that out and putting it in a casserole dish, and I'm doing that because I like to have all my meat in one spot, and I love that it doesn't spill. I wished I had a cookie sheet, but since I moved, I don't know what happened to my cookie sheets. I cannot find them. But I love shredding my meat on a cookie sheet because you can place your big chunks of meat there, you can shred it, and you can also have a tiny pile for your discard for the pieces of meat that you don't want to eat, like the fat and extra things like that. So I love it because you don't have to dirty a ton of dishes. In this clip, you can see I'm just kind of crushing the meat just a little bit with my tongs, and it's breaking apart. When it's doing that and it's white, you know it's done and ready to go. So I'm just pushing my tongs in and breaking up that meat really quick and super easy. So now I'm moving the pork over to a plate. I just wanted to quickly show you how easy it shreds. It shreds like butter, and I love that. Once I have a lot on my plate, I'll throw it back in the juices so that every piece of pork has that sweet flavor that I want on my tacos. That's what it looks like when it's finished and shredded. So now I'm cooking my tortillas in a pan on about medium heat. I love corn tortillas with this because the tortillas don't get soggy like flour can. We use both. You can use either one you want. Now in the back, I'm fluffing my rice and adding lime juice from a bottle. You can use whatever kind of lime juice you want. If it's fresh or bottled, it doesn't matter. And I suggest you taste it as you make it because you don't really know how limey it is if you don't taste it. I also like adding salt because that brings out the flavor. If you like fresh cilantro, you can cut that up really finely and add it to your rice. We didn't have any, and my husband really doesn't love it, but it is really good. So this really is supposed to be cilantro lime rice, but for us it's lime rice, and it pairs really, really well with the sweet pork. Let's build our tacos. I start with my rice. and then I add my meat on top of that. I like my rice to catch the juices from my meat. Go ahead and use any ingredients you have on hand or the ingredients you like on your tacos. This meal came out to cost me $14. That might seem like a lot, but we ate this for 4 full days, so that came out to $3.50 to feed 2 adults. We ate about 5 to 6 tacos each meal. You could turn this into quesadillas, burrito bowls, salad, burritos. It's totally up to you. If you can find a deal on pork, this is the time to make that recipe. If you have any of these ingredients on hand, that's also going to save you money on your food budget. I also like that I can use a lot of these ingredients for other recipes or to remake this. And I love that I can freeze the extra meat and it's good every time I pull it out of the freezer. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments below what I should make next time you cook with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Go watch my old videos and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!